It's been a long and eventful year in the world of tennis, but one without its biggest star. Roger Federer hasn't played a professional match in almost 13 months, but the world can rejoice as the Swiss maestro is set to make his comeback at the LAVER Cup next month. So while we eagerly wait for September, let's get into the details of his return. First up, Roger Federer set to play LAVER Cup. It's hard to imagine tennis without Roger Federer. Even when he isn't playing, there's comfort in knowing that he'll be back soon, and we genuinely believe that the world will cease to exist the day he steps away from the sport. But we don't have to worry about that right now. The Swiss maestro is all set to return to the sport next month in London. Now, he wouldn't miss one of his favorite events, would he? Roger announced his participation in the LAVER Cup a few months ago. It will be his first appearance in over a year after he lost to Hubert Hurkacz in the Wimbledon quarterfinals last year. After that, he had to undergo yet another knee injury that kept him away from the sport. Like always, he'll be part of Team Europe as they aim to take their lead to 5-0 at the tournament. Federer said that he was really looking forward to getting back into competition at the LAVER Cup. He mentioned that it was no secret how much he loved the event, and he was super excited to be returning to the O2 and to London, which he called one of the greatest cities in the world. We fully agree with every word of that statement, and we're literally counting the days till he's back. 23rd of September can't come soon enough. It's been too long, Roger. Never leave us again. Up next, who else is coming? Now, the LAVER Cup is one of our favorite events of the year. It's unlike anything else on tour, and it's just super fun to watch our boys team up. But it's never been as big or exciting as this year. Now, this year, they're going all out, and it's going to be better than ever. First, Rafa Nadal is coming back. We're going to get 3 days of Federer, and what sounds better than that? It'll be his third time at the tournament, and honestly, we couldn't be more delighted. Federer revealed that Rafa DM'd him on Instagram after the LAVER Cup last year and suggested that the two team up for doubles in London again. And yes, Rafa, yes. Roger said that he was definitely up for a Federer comeback, and so are we. All our prayers are finally being answered. Rafa says that he's loved competing in the tournament in the past, and he really wanted to team up with Roger, who's been a huge part of his career again. He talked about how playing doubles with his great rival would be truly special for both of them. And for us, Rafa, don't forget us. Next, Andy Murray is part of Team Europe this time around. One of our favorite things in tennis is Andy playing in front of a home crowd. It's a whole vibe. Now, imagine that at the LAVER Cup with Federer on his side. Yeah, it's the stuff of dreams. It's the first time the Brit will be joining the team, and we couldn't be more excited about this. Also, Novak Djokovic is joining Team Europe. Folks, this is a gift that just keeps on giving. It'll be the Serb's second time playing the tournament. The Big Four in the same team? If this is a dream, we don't want to wake up. Noel revealed that he was super excited to be joining 3 of his biggest rivals in this truly unique moment in the sport's history. If you had told anybody 10 years ago that we'd get to have this one day, they probably would have laughed in your face, but here we are. It's going to happen, and it's going to be incredible. On the other hand, Team World is also super stacked this time around. As of right now, it has Felix Auger-Aliassime, Taylor Fritz, Diego Schwartzman, and Jack Sock. So all things considered, it's going to be one hell of a tournament. Moving on, Roger Federer plays perfect tennis. We knew, but it's still wonderful to hear when people come ahead and say it, isn't it? Patrick Mouratoglou, Serena Williams' former coach and Simona Halep's current coach, had nothing but praises for the Swiss maestro in an interview. He exclaimed that Roger was a genius who played perfect tennis. He said he didn't remember any other players playing the sport like Federer, and that he didn't think he would until he died. He stated that everything Raj did was perfect. Well, we doubt anybody would disagree with that. Federer is Federer. Patrick also posted a video on Instagram where he was saying the final word that came to his mind when he thought about some players. For Roger, he said perfection, and of course he did. What else? Nobody plays tennis like the Swiss maestro. He's flawless when he's in the zone. He's perfected the game when he was at his peak. Despite what the number may show one day, nobody can take that away from him. And lastly, when's he officially coming back to tennis? Now, we all love the LAVER Cup, but we want Roger back on tour as soon as possible too. Fortunately, the wait for that isn't too long either. Federer will officially be back at the Swiss Indoors Basel in October. What better place to make a comeback than home? He'll play his first match on October 25th, and it'll surely be a match to remember. A few months ago, he announced on Instagram that he was looking forward to playing at home. He's a 3-time defending champion at the tournament, and he's won it a total of 10 times. Really, who's doing it like him? Now, let's move on to some other related news. First up, Roger Federer turns 41. Somebody needs to stop time because everything is happening too too fast. We're just not ready for the inevitable. The Swiss maestro celebrated his 41st birthday on August 8th. Wishes poured in from all around the world, with people sharing what he means to them and how he's changed their lives and the sport of tennis for the better. It was the first time since 1997 that Roger wasn't officially ranked on his birthday. On his social media, he posted a picture of himself and a cake with the caption, "You know you're getting old when the candles cost more than the cake." That's adorable. He also thanked everybody for the amazing birthday wishes. No, thank you for existing, Roger. Next up, Andy Roddick on Federer. Now, we probably sound like we can't stop obsessing over the guy, but it's not just us. On the Rich Eisen show, Andy Roddick was asked how much more tennis did he think we were going to get from FedEx. First, he jokingly responded by saying, "Screw Federer, man," and talked about how he'd only beaten the Swiss maestro a handful of times, as opposed to losing to him over 20 times. We'd be a little pressed about that too. He said it was funny that he spent 10 years of his life beating everybody except Roger, but then in the last few months of his career, he beat just him. And if you ask us, that's pretty cool. Andy mentioned that he didn't know how long Fed would be around now, but he hoped that he'd get to go out on his own terms. He said that we'd have a better sense after we see him play at the LAVER Cup in Basel, but nobody should expect him to play a full tour anymore. He talked about how he was happy that Raj took the time to go to rehab and give himself what he needed to recover, and he was looking forward to having him back. Us too, Andy. It's going to be a full celebration when he shows up on our TV screens again. And finally, Federer fulfills a pinky promise. At the US Open in 2017, a young boy, Izyan Zuzu Ahmad, asked Roger if he could continue playing for another 8 or 9 years so that he could play him when he goes pro. In response, Fed said that he'd come back when Zizou went pro. He was then asked if that was a promise, to which he said, "Pinky promise." And 5 years later, he kept it. In partnership with Barilla, Roger came good on that promise. He secretly flew Zizou to Zurich for training, where he was given VIP treatment. No, really, fans were chanting his name. The owner of the restaurant he was at was literally wearing a shirt with his face on it, and people were asking him for selfies. It was amazing. Then he was escorted to a clay court where the GOAT surprised him. Of course, the boy was in disbelief as Federer approached him. He asked Zizou if he was ready to play, and the two played a game. Both refused to reveal who won, though. But just like that, a dream came true. Zizou said it was the best day of his life. We don't know about you guys, but that's one of our favorite things ever to happen. That's a wrap for this video. Are you looking forward to Roger Federer's return? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.